Wow, hello from the Creation Station for this is episode number 2 or 3. I'm already getting the numbers confused. First of all, I want to say thank you guys so much who tuned into yesterday's episode and just your feedback, messages, emails. Thank you all so much. Really means a lot, especially what I'm trying to do right now. And just, to give you guys just a little bit of context, and this is not related to what you're about to hear, but, I always didn't really have a plan. I just love to inspire and empower people. And as I told you guys, attending Tony Robbins' event showed me empowerment on a completely different level. It'd be great to watch Tony's life. That would be cool to see one side of it. But if he never gave the tools that he gave, it wouldn't have led to the transformation that everyone goes through, just about everyone goes through who watches him. So it's been very great to hear from you guys' feedback, and it's made me feel amazing. And more importantly, it's been very different for me. I'm used to just making entertaining videos, so to switch to this is really it's a big change for me. And just to have some of you guys full support, just thank you so much for that. And kind of today what I want to talk about was something that probably might be a little bit hard for you guys to, and by the way, I'm just kind of walking next to the pool here, so if I fall in, don't worry, it's all good. But one thing that people don't really realize, especially you guys know me being a pro athlete for 12 years and now on YouTube, and you guys see now at whatever 57,000 subscribers, 58,000 subscribers on here. And in basketball, having fans and everything, so you're like, Luke, you're living the life. And I heard all of that even off of YouTube, and while I was playing 10 years ago even. But what people don't understand is there was a time when there was no one who believed in me at all. There was one person when I went to college, you guys remember from yesterday, I broke my leg and I got dropped by every school that wanted me except that one school, University of the Cumberlands, that signed me. And when I went there, no one really knew who I was. No one knew what I was capable of doing. So that can be pretty frustrating. And I say this because I know a lot of you out there are starting new things. Something like me, starting something brand new right now, turning this into an official business. And you feel as if sometimes you don't have a fan. You don't have that person that believes in you, because sometimes you have this vision in your mind that only you can see. So I know a lot of you guys are going through that right now. And I mean, I'm going through this now, but back then I was going through it on a completely different level. I felt like there was a huge expectation for who I was and what I could do and who I could be as an athlete. And no one really knew it. And they didn't really seem to care about it. People seem to sometimes just pop out once you start having a little bit of success. That's when everyone comes out. But there was one guy, and please don't, now I say that everyone's gonna find him, but his name was Nick. We'll call him Nick Phil. Nick, if you're watching this, you know who you are. Thank you so much. But when I arrived in university, of course, people know who I was. And I was a new kid, and I didn't play my first year. In America, you call it redshirting. And redshirting is when you don't play, but you practice with the team, you still have a full scholarship, you just don't play in games. And that gives you an extra 4 years to play. And that's what I did, because I was injured my first year. I still was rehabbing that. And as I'd go around on campus, everyone would go to the players who were playing now, like, oh, Rico, good game, Jermaine, good game, Pat, good game, Pierre, good game, all these people that I played with. But what happened was no one really saw me play. But Nick believed in me. Nick, he'd see me across campus and be like, Luke, this is what he'd say every time. And, Nick, he was that he was that fan. And it was all I needed to keep me motivated and keep me going. And, this is kind of a short episode, I guess, but, I just remember that. I remember that. And in college, I went from being just very below average to becoming, I say, one of the best players to play in my university, but I'm number 1 or 2, but definitely went the furthest professional after college. But that came from not having anyone, not having any support, I felt like, in the very beginning. And in the very beginning is sometimes when you need the most support. And it's sometimes hard to find that. If any of you guys are like me, you have really big goals, really big dreams. And so what you're working on right now may be so hard. It might feel so difficult trying to blast out of there. And the one analogy that I love is the rocket analogy. And if you guys don't know, a spaceship that's trying to go up to normally the moon is out here somewhere. But I love the rocket ship analogy. The rocket ship, to go up into space, it uses, I believe, 80% of its power and fuel and all that to get up above the atmosphere, to break out of the Earth's atmosphere. It uses all its power. But then it cuts all the power down to, I think, less than 10% to get through space. And when when you heard that, I was like, whoa, because so many things, everything that's worth it in life usually goes through that phase. You know, and this is why for me, as you guys are going to hear coming up in a lot of episodes are, by the way, this is Bali, so dogs are going to be barking all the time. There's no way to time it. But as you guys are going to hear about, that's why momentum is so important. Momentum is so powerful, because once you get that momentum, you don't slow down, but what you were doing before just gets you further and faster. It's like riding downhill on a bicycle. You can stop pedaling and you still speed up, but if you keep pedaling, you can get a lot faster doing a lot less effort. And, you know, for me, it was something that was so important, having that fan. And Nick was, when I think back to it, when I think of my number one fan, it was Nick, because I didn't have it. You know, so a lot of you guys, and I say this to let you guys know that whatever you guys are going through, understand that this foundation that you're building, for me, myself, this new business that I'm starting to inspire you guys, and you guys will hear about so many things coming up. I'm starting to work on so many things that will benefit you guys. But the beginning part is sometimes the hardest part. And I want to say, if you don't feel like you have a fan, you don't have someone there to support you, reach out to me, leave a comment below. So one of the people here on this channel will reach out and support you. And I encourage you guys to read the comments and to just give a word of encouragement to those people. And I also encourage you guys to, what is the new project that you're working on? What's the new thing you're working on that you're very beginning of the rocket ship? What is that beginning phase? So I'd like to encourage you to say, to let me know in the comments, what is that beginning phase of that rocket ship that you're starting, that big project that you're working on? I just, whenever I think about Nick, and as crazy as this is almost 20 years later, great gosh, almost 20 years later, that I realized that it's sometimes just having that one person, that one fan. I remember here on YouTube, there's one person who supported me when no one else did. There's one person who supported me emotionally, from a friendship standpoint, from a financial standpoint, that got me through very difficult times that I've had even these past 10 months or last year. And I want to encourage you guys to reach out to that one fan, that one supporter. And if you don't have it, to understand that overall it should be you. It should be me, my number one supporter. And sometimes in the beginning we forget that, and just want to remind you of that, and let you guys know from my standpoint of the things that I'm going through, that having those fans, having those people, those raving fans, the people that are there for you, to always let them know that they're important, whether that's your friend, whether that's your family, whether that's your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever that is for you. And I hope that this inspires you guys. And everyone needs a Nick in their life. This is the easiest way to say. Everyone needs a Nick. Nick, if you're actually watching this, thank you so much, brother. You inspired me to get through that first part of the rocket ship liftoff. So Nick, thank you. And for all of you guys who are here, who inspire me, who write me messages, who leave me comments, who have stuck through so many things that I've been doing and will continue to stick through it, thank you guys. Love you guys so much. And I'll speak to everyone later. And everyone, always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile.